and for finding friends.
I'm so excited.
But without further ado, I'd like to introduce Cheryl Murnane.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to start by saying thank you to Stephanie and to Memorial Hall Library for hosting events like this that authors like myself come and meet with fans and people that are interested in learning more about us. So, alrighty. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Cheryl Murnane. I have been born and raised in Andover. I married my high school sweetheart, and we have 2 children, Brendan and Abby, that are here tonight. And I also own a hair salon in Andover, so I'm a wife, mother, and a business owner as well. People ask, one of the questions that was proposed to be spoken on this evening was, how do I find time to write? So before I get into what inspired me to write, I will piggyback off my work and how I find time. I'm fortunate enough to work in the salon for 3 days out of the week. So at this point, I've been up there for 13 years on Main Street. And the salon is a well-oiled machine that runs itself at this point. I show up and my clients are there waiting. So that leaves me with 4 other days that I have to be able to write. Most of my time writing is after the children go to school. But when I was writing Steady As You Go, the story was so deep within me, but yet wanting to come out so badly that I would wake up at 5:15 in the morning, which is not like me at all, to start writing. So the brain would start, I would wake up, my husband would deliver coffee to me, and there I would begin writing in my bed on my laptop. And the children would then wake up, and I would have to shuttle them off to school, and oftentimes they would come home to find me in the same pajamas, the same position, looking exactly the same 8 hours later. And that, thank God for them, because they would then replenish my water and food and keep me going often until dinner time and then through dinner some nights. When the story is there, you gotta go with it. So for me, when I'm writing, having time is a gift that my husband gives to me and that my children give to me, because I wouldn't be able to do it if I didn't have their support and their allowance of giving me the time and space that I need to be able to get the story out. A hard worker. I was born and raised with good values and a hard work ethic that just has remained. So once I'm headstrong, I put my mind to something, I'm going to see it through to the end. And as we can attest now, basically 2 years and 2 books with 2 children and a job and every other obligation I have is a testimony to my work ethic. To answer how I was inspired to become a writer, started when I was a little girl. I always wanted to write a book. I love books. A story is an area, a vessel that you can just get drawn into and brought anywhere. And it was shortly after I had my gallbladder removed that I had read all the books that I had at my house, and I needed to restock my supply. So I came to the Memorial Hall Library, and I was walking down one of the aisles looking for a particular author who I can't even remember what her name is, but the book was gone. It wasn't it. So I meandered down, and in the stacks was a simple spine that looks like this. And I picked it up, and I thought, oh gosh, isn't that a beautiful book? This book changed my life. This book, the cover spoke to me. Apparently I like the beach, you can all tell. It was captivating. I wanted to know what she was doing standing there alone, where she got that beach wrap, and what beach that was. So Tracy Garvis Graves changed my life. I read this book in a day and a half, and upon finishing the very last page, I flipped it over and started from the beginning, and I had never done that before. The characters in this book, and it might not be for everybody, it's a romance, but the characters in this book were so well developed, and the storyline was so intense. I have to stop telling myself I can't do this, and I need to start being a cheerleader in my own life. Because I'm the type of person that if any one of you ever came to me and said, I have a dream, I have a goal, I have an aspiration, I would get behind you and I would push you, and I would encourage you, and I have a quote because I knew I might forget it. And my quote is, struggle as much as you need to struggle, fight for what you need to fight for, but by all means, don't stand back on the sidelines and watch your life lived out. Get in the game and live your own life. So I'm driving down the back road of Andover, heading home, and I'm thinking, you gotta just do it. You gotta do this. You keep saying you wanna do it, and you're holding yourself back. So the next natural step was to figure out if I had what it would take to be a writer. Because I know that I can come up with a great story, but I didn't know if I was going to be able to deliver. Writing a book is so personal that I didn't know. I needed someone to teach me, to show me, and to encourage me. So I received the feedback I was looking for in the final edit of my very last story that I had handed in. The instructor wrote back in the comments and said, don't stop believing. You have a voice people need to hear. And I said, wow, that's it. I got my affirmation. Right? I'm going for this now. For me to be able to write these books and share my innermost thoughts and feelings with people, and to introduce people to characters that I make up in my brain, and just to obviously, most of you are probably readers or you wouldn't be here, but just to know that the power that a book has to change all of our lives is truly amazing. So with that, thank you for coming. That's my story. And if anybody has some questions.
Are you working on number 3?
I feel like I'm always working on a book. So yes, I am. This time, I needed, it's funny, my marketing scheme for during the fall was to write a second book. Because I felt like if I had 2 books to market, then it would look more substantial. I struggle with marketing. So if anybody knows any marketers that want to help out, contact me. This summer I've been doing a lot of reading on series books, and these are 2 standalone, completely separate books. And I think the 3rd book I'm going to make an attempt at building a series. And so I'm right now in the information gathering stages. My children and I love having them because when I get stuck, I say, hey guys, help me out with this. So before I start my book, I sort of like to know a couple of my characters, and so I need my key players to have names going into it. And so yesterday, walking through Market Basket, we did our name collection. And so we've come up with our leading lady and these 2 little children that appear in the story. So I'm building information, I'm building the story, I'm contemplating having it set in a downtown Andover-like setting. I need to know if I should change the names of certain shops or leave them the same to make it more interesting to the local readers that I have here. But yeah, so book 3 is in the works, and once I get my Rugrats out of the house and I can get my time back, it's gonna come. Yeah, Cheryl Murnane, it destroyed all in one day.